Hi, welcome to Introduction to Digital Systems 1, Summer 2019. I want to show you a couple of things and tell you a little bit about the course. First of all, my name is Professor O'Donoghue and I am the instructor for this course. The first thing I want you to do is to go to the Start Here tab. Once you're there, you'll see all of the things that are very important for you to complete the first week of class. You can go through the course introduction if you don't get all the information that you need. You can look at the course schedule, the course syllable, and then you must take the course introduction quiz by the end of the week if you want to stay in the course. This course introduction quiz is the no-show assignment, and if you plan on staying in the course, you must take it by the end of the week. You have until Saturday to take that course introduction quiz. So first of all, let's look at the course schedule. The course schedule will contain every assignment that you have this semester, okay? And the one thing you need to know about the assignments is that they are due by the due date. I do not accept late work unless we have discussed it beforehand and I have given you permission or you have a doctor's excuse saying that you were sick. Okay, so for the first week, you can see summer courses are pretty intense. So there's a lot you have to get done. These are your homework assignments. Homework is done online at home. Okay, then you have on-campus assignments, which are your labs and your tests. So you have a lab that's due on Saturday called lab orientation, and the lab assistant will take you through the orientation. You will just learn about the lab, learn about some of the software that you will have to use for this course, some of the equipment that you will have to use for this course. You will learn about it. Also, you have to schedule a meeting with me. I need to meet you. So you have until June the 8th to schedule a meeting with me so that we can meet in person and I can get to know you and you can get to know me. Alrighty, so that is the course schedule. It has all your assignments on them. Your assignments will also show on the Blackboard calendar, but sometimes the Blackboard calendar acts up, so I suggest that you look on this course schedule, and if you find that something is not the same, then shoot me an email and ask me which date is correct if there are some discrepancies between dates. Okay. One of the other things you need to know is about the homework and the lab assignments. So let's go back to the Blackboard shell. So if we go back to Blackboard, okay, so you've done all this, you've taken your course introduction quiz, and you're ready to start the course. To get to your homework, you go to lessons, okay? But before you go to lessons, go to announcements, and any kind of announcement that I have that the entire class needs to know, I will post here. So check the announcements daily. Now we're going to go to lessons where all your assignments are. So you go here and you find all your assignments. So your tests and exams will be in this folder. So if you click on there, you'll see all your tests and your exams and your practice exams. Okay, if we go back, your lab assignments are here. Okay, so here's something that you must understand. You must get a 70% or higher on your assignments in order to pass the lab. Okay, so that's very important. So if we click on the lab assignments, here are all your lab assignments. Now here's what you need to know when you click on your lab assignments. Okay, there is a lab checkoff. This is what the lab assistant will check, and you must submit this before you leave the lab, because if you leave the lab and you have not submitted your lab checkoff assignment box, then the lab assistant cannot grade it. And if the lab assistant doesn't grade your checkoff, then I don't grade your lab documentation. So your documentation is due at the end of the day at 11:59, but your checkoff is due before you leave the lab, okay? Now, there's also, for the first lab, you don't have a lab quiz, but for every lab following, you do. So if you go to your logic gates lab, you will notice there is a logic gates lab quiz. You have to pass this quiz with the 70 or higher before you will be able to see the instructions for the logic gates lab check off, okay? So if you go here and you don't see any instructions and all you see is the documentation assignment box, that means you have not completed the logic gates lab quiz, or you did the quiz but you didn't get a 70. You have to keep taking it until your average is a 70. So if you got a 50 the first time and then you got a 70 the second time, your average is not going to be a 70. So you're going to have to take it again until your average is a 70. All right, so that is the labs. Let's look at the homework for a minute. Keep going down. To get to the homework, you would go to test 1 material. So this is all the material that will be on test 1. So you know exactly what will be on test 1. And then there's also a practice test at the very end, okay? Now, when you click on your homework, okay, there are videos and slides. So you should look at the video first before you attempt the homework or the slide. Keep in mind, though, that if you look at the slides, the slides don't have examples worked out. The videos do, okay? So let's go back one. After you complete the videos and slides, then you go and you complete your homework, okay? So you have a regular homework. This is the one that should be submitted by the due date. And you also have a print-friendly homework for some people who like to see the homework printed out on one sheet. But remember, you have to submit this homework assignment right here, okay? After the due date, this homework assignment will disappear or you won't be able to access it. So if you need to study for the test, you will have to go and use the practice homework. And here's the practice homework. And you can take that as many times as you want. Okay? Homework is due by the due date unless you get permission from me to get an extension. Let's go back to lessons. And that's pretty much all you need to know from lessons. The next thing you need to know about is the calendar. All your assignments will be on this calendar. And so, like I said before though, if you see something on the calendar and it's a different date than what you see on the PowerPoint or the Excel, then talk to me. As you can see, this class for the summer is pretty intense. There are a lot of assignments. You have an assignment due just about every day, and you have 2 labs due per week. So just keep in mind that summer courses are basically like taking 2 courses in the regular semester. Okay, we have tutoring. So if you click on the tutoring tab, you will see the hours that our tutors are working and at which campus. Please take advantage of your resources. We do this to help you be successful in this program. We want you to graduate. Okay. If you need to read an email, you can click on read email here. You can click on send email here. And then here's where I get scholarship opportunities. If I hear about them, I'll post them there so that you can have those opportunities. Okay, so remember, tests must be taken on campus. You have your first test will be, let's see where it is. Here it is. It's due June the 2nd. Okay, you have until 8:30. Well, really, the lab closes at 7:30, so you really have until about 6:30 to take the test. You can take it at either the North Metro lab or the Marietta lab, whichever one you want. But just remember, you need to give yourself enough time to take it before the lab closes. I don't know why this keeps doing this. Okay. Alrighty, and then for labs, for tests, you can have one sheet of one side of handwritten notes. That's it. You cannot use any other resources. And if there is any cheating that happens, you will receive a 0 on the test. Also, refer to the syllabus. It tells you about all the requirements for the course. Okay, thank you. Make sure that you take your course introduction quiz, and I look forward to meeting you soon. Bye.